This will straight up ruin your mix every time. Next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob. Hey, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of future videos. Also, there are tons of great samples from my personal library below in the description of every video. They're all pay what you want. And lastly, if you want me to work on your music, hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com. So I struggled with this for years and found a simple fix to a very common problem. Watch this. All right, you guys, some really great stuff this week to clean your track up but keep it punchy and powerful. Let me play this and we'll get into it. Okay, we have a great vibe, great killer track, and we have a snare with a lot of reverb. So let me go to this snare, and if I take the reverb off, you hear that it's a very ringy snare, which I always love. Reminds me of Kenny Aronoff or maybe the Rolling Stones. A lot of ringy snares out there. But what happens with this ringy snare is when I turn the reverb on, the ring is just out of control and accentuated. Here it is without. And with. So we're getting a lot of bong, bong in the reverb, which is really clouding up everything. So let me turn the reverb off of that snare. So we're back to this. And now let me get another snare that plays at the same time. I've just gotten a new instance of Easy Drummer 3. And now let's hear what this snare is. Okay, it's a snare that I've gated very tightly. Without the gate, so I've gated the snare very tightly, and now I'm going to use the same reverb that I used on this snare on this very gated, tightly sound. But what I'm going to do is I've switched my reverb to pre-fader. So when it's on pre-fader, you won't hear any of the snare sound itself. You'll just hear this reverb. So what that does is that's the reverb, this same reverb is reverberating from that little blip. So what I want to do is bring my other snare in without the reverb and just use the reverb off of the blip, which sounds like this. So now my reverb is clean without all the gong gong in it, but I still have the ring from the snare itself that's not ringing in the reverb. And together they sound like this. Whereas before, we had this. Gong, gong. That's going to make you crazy in the end mixing that. So all I've done is triggered the snare drum reverb from just this little blip instead of the snare drum. And just like that, no honky in the reverb, but you still get the power and the excitement of the reverb. Well, there you go. No more ringy cloud raining on your song. Instant clarity with power and punch. Thanks so much for watching. Give me some comment, love, and a thumbs up below. And hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.